Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we came here to Death Mountain and opened up the way to Dodongo's Cavern, where we need to rid the place of Dodongos to prove that we're a real man to the boss of the Gorons, who will then reward us with Goron's Ruby. First thing we've got to do though is, so we opened up this cave last time, and that revealed a soft soil location, so we're going to slap some bugs in there. Oh, what do you want, Navi? What are going to be something useless?
Hey Doctor, are you getting tired? I sure am. Why not take a break and rest for a while? If you do take a break...
Shut up. Oh, bugger. God, they do a harder hit. That's a bit brutal, isn't it? But we got another one there, and let's, without further ado, head into Dodongo's Cavern. So, this is it here, telling us, what, in case it wasn't obvious, what the mechanic of this dungeon is likely going to be, which is bombs. As you can see, it's a cool looking place. It's very lavary and scully, and the music's quite interesting. Well, here's a cool thing as well, like, there is a slight, like, visual heat distortion from the lava, which is quite cool, and the music, or lack thereof, is quite cool. You've just got...
It looks like there are many lava pits around here, so watch your step.
You've just got a kind of atmospheric noise, rather than music, which makes for quite a cool atmosphere. Anyway, there's this freak up ahead here, which, as you can see, is trying to laser us. This is... a Beamos. Watch out for its surging beam. I bet it doesn't like smoke to get in its eye. Yes, you can take them out with bomb flowers, but unfortunately that's quite difficult to do. Oh my god! Oh. You just made that there. Yeah, for that one in the middle, it's not really worth it. We want to slap a bomb flower close to that thing there. I'm not sure that was actually necessarily close enough. Yay, it was! And get straight away one of the dungeon things. So this is the dungeon map, which is quite handy. If we bring the map up, you can see it's very different to inside the Deku Tree, because there's only 2 floors, and each floor is quite big, and there's lots of junction points and such. It's very much a different structure of dungeon to Deku Tree, which is kind of tall and skinny. Anyway, we want to cross over to the other side, so that means we need to brave the platform with the Beamos again. Oh, he's looking straight at me. Also, they've got like a really weird, like, grimacing face on the front of their bodies. Like, see, they've got a nose and a mouth. It's really better not to think too much about it, I suppose. On this side, so to the left, there is just some guys who will sell you stuff. Oh, that's a reminder. They'll sell you a Deku shield in case yours burns away, but I want to, at this point, switch to my fireproof shield, otherwise I'm going to have a fun time. I want to grab this bomb here, and I'm going to use it to take out this Beamos. Single bomb takes them out easily enough. Ooh, 3 hearts. That's quite handy. And given enough time, the bomb flower grows back. And we can use it to bomb a little bit further on. By the way, you don't have to throw these things. If you bring up your shield, you'll drop them exactly where you were standing, so it's quite handy for precisely maneuvering them. Anyway, through here, we're about to come across a new enemy, emerging from the ground here. This is a baby Dodongo. Watch out for its leaping attack. It will explode after it's defeated. So yeah, they'll just jump at you, and one hit will defeat them, and then they blow up. Following that. Basically, yeah, I like bomb flower people. Well, bomb flower dinosaur people. We actually have a use for them here, though, because you'll notice there is a cracked wall here, and there are no bomb flowers to hand, but there are baby Dodongos. So if we can position one cleverly enough, yes, we can break through and get into this room, which otherwise you wouldn't be able to this early. There are a few keys to take out, and then with following that, you've got a gold Skulltula straight ahead, which I meant to take out with the slingshot, but didn't. There we go. And grabs herself a token. Basically, yeah, you can come back here later and get that, but you can do it now if you're crafty with baby Dodongos. Other than that, that's pretty much the only point in the entire dungeon where they have a use. Otherwise, they're just an irritant that'll follow you around and explode at inopportune moments. They have a tendency, an exploding one will kill any other ones nearby, which will then explode, and it's a horrible chain reaction thing. Anyway, for now, we've got a blue switch. So blue switches are different to yellow ones. You press on them, they activate. But when there's no longer weight on them, they close, they deactivate immediately. But fortunately, we can grab this Armos statue and slide it into position. I think I've actually pulled it too far to the right. Actually, no, it should be fine still. There we go. Slide it onto position, and it stays open. And now we go into a cool room with a cool new enemy. Which is the next one? I'd forgotten about this little corridor. This is... Keese are not a new enemy. Oh, actually, no, shit, we haven't seen Keese yet. I should navigate them at some point. They're a new enemy, but I wouldn't describe them as a cool new enemy. These guys, however... So, you get a cool bit of like mini-boss music here, and if we can L-target one of them, there we go. This is a Lizzlefoss. Use your shield well and fight with L-targeting techniques. So basically, these fight like a Wolffoss, but easier. Wait for them to attack, and then do a jump attack on them if you've got maneuvers for it. As in, if you've got room to maneuver. Don't jump attack if you're going to go into the lava, because that's hilarious and terrible. But yeah, basically, they will kind of come to you, usually. Yeah, wait for them to attack, and then jump attack, and then just bring your shield straight back up, and you can take them out relatively straightforwardly. After you've done a few hits to them, they'll fuck off. Ooh, bloody hell. I love the colour palette in this room for just being, like, so bright. Like, it's oh, bugger! So Lava, as you can see, doesn't kill you immediately, it just does constant damage to you while you're on it. Which is not great, obviously. Oh, and this guy keeps trying to hit me, there we go. Right, he's dead, at least that makes things far easier to only have to deal with one. And I think it's... whoop! There we go. What the? I hit him out in the butt and he just didn't respond. Oh, bloody hell. Alright. Just wait for a moment. Basically, they move left and right too much, so that's why it's kind of good to wait for the window. Anyway, once we defeated them, a new doorway opens up. The old doorway also opens up, but quite handily the camera zooms back from the new one that opened, so it's quite useful for realising that, because we haven't got the compass yet, so you'll see the map on the bottom left doesn't show where we are. It just shows the overall layout, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, here, time to introduce the eponymous Dodongos, the one the dungeon is named after. Watch out for its fiery breath, target using L-targeting techniques. So basically what that means is wait for it to start and breathe fire on you, and then at that point, maneuver behind it and jump attack its tail. 1 or 2 hits is usually enough, and like baby Dodongos, they blow up when they're dead. There are 3 of them in this room, so we sneak up behind this one. They tend to spin around a bit too much. You need to wait for them to do their attack, and then they're stuck facing forward. Oh, bugger! See, that one did the spinny attack that they sometimes do. He's dead. And then there is one more over here. Oh, it's just him blowing up. I just heard noises behind me. And once again, hit them with a jump attack, and another jump attack. Nope! Oh. Fast spin can sometimes catch you off guard. There we go. So, when you defeat them, nothing happens. The door remains locked. Indeed, you will notice there are... use your brain, Doctor. Torches, which need to be lit. But there's also something around here that's semi-worthwhile doing. I think it's if we blow that up. Cracked walls, always bombable. Then this leads to another room, which has a business scrub in, which means I guess I need to switch briefly back to my Deku Shield as way out defeating them. Actually, can I just hit him with my own slingshot? Yeah, I can. Actually, that's much easier. So yes, he will sell you Deku Sticks, which isn't really worthwhile. I kind of thought that was money instead, but I guess that's useful because it tells you A, that you need Deku Sticks here, and oh bugger, the Dongos are back to life. Shit. Well, this is about to get a lot harder. Boy, did I ever cock that up. But yes, because obviously if you've not got any Deku Sticks here, they're not exactly Deku Babbas to give you them, but there's a business scrub that'll sell them. Either way, you don't actually have to defeat the Dongos here in order to proceed, and indeed, I am not going to. So, who recognises where we are? We are straight back in this main room, and you will return to this main cavern relatively frequently. The whole dungeon, as you can kind of see from the map, is twists around it, which is quite cool. It's a nice little bit of design, this dungeon, definitely, in terms of its physical layout. But we just opened that door up to the right there, so let's wait for this pillar to lift us up. And then we can cross over and get into a new room. This room, obviously rooms don't actually have names, but I give them names in my notes. This room I name the Giant Staircase, for reasons that, quite frankly, should be pretty obvious. If we look up there, huge staircase, which we can't really do anything with immediately. I'm going to switch some stuff over rather than an empty bottle. I'm going to put my Deku nuts on there. You will see why shortly. I could activate the staircase now, but instead I'm going to crack through that wall in the first instance because that has something quite useful. Navi, you're going to say something useless, aren't you?
Wow, look at all those bonfires. Is there any way we can set them all off at once?
Yeah, that was pretty useless. You must have figured out that was what we were going to do anyway, but hey. So, the door locks. And there's things surrounding that chest. They're not just statues, though. If you touch them, they come to life. Yes, this is in fact an Armos. Stop its movement and then destroy it. Stop its movement with a Deku Nut, which briefly stuns it, then come up behind and jump attack it. They then bounce around like an idiot. Shortly after that, they explode. Everything in this dungeon explodes when it dies. The other two are just statues, though. That was the only one that was alive. But this is worthwhile to get. Yes, you probably saw that coming. The compass. Now you can see the locations of things hidden in the dungeon. So you can see where some items are, and you can also see where the boss is at the top there. So it's actually through a door we haven't seen yet in the main room, which I'll show off in a second. For now, time to utilise this staircase. So we set a bomb here. Should set them all off at the same time. 3, 2, 1, explosion! Ah, wonderful. Unfortunately, because it's this is still the reason why I call it the giant staircase, it is huge to climb. And imagine how tiring this must be. Like, everyone is as high as his shoulders. That's quite hard. It's not easy to pull yourself up to, certainly, that many times in that space of time. That's pretty fast. Well done, Link. Ooh, 20 quid in that one. Nice. Yes, there is... You notice we haven't... There we go. Weird thing here is there is a regular Skulltula there, followed by a gold Skulltula. And this is a bit of a tricky one. It feels like you shouldn't be able to get it yet. But you can actually climb on this vine. Doesn't look like you should be able to, and nothing tells you you can. But you can, and you can grab that one right now. However, there is another one over there, which we can't get right now. So I'll be back for that a little later, I think. Now in this room, I can tell you, well, as if there's a few new things around. There is a fire keys. Destroy it before it flies into you. If you don't, its flames will burn up your Deku shield. They'll dive bomb you, and then once they've dive bombed you, they become regular keys again, which I haven't actually scanned before, so when you get close to it, use L targeting. Even if it flies away, you can still target it. I keep talking about scanning like I'm playing bloody Metroid Prime. As I said, every statue in this room is an Armos, so that's a lot of fun. Oh no, that one in front of the actual ladder isn't, but all these ones are. So just focus on them one at a time. If you can actually chain their explosions such that one... There you go, does another one in, which is kind of handy, because they do roughly move towards you when they explode, but... oh shit, how many? Yeah, well, we got one anyway. Cool, right, so now we need to get this final one out the way, and this one actually isn't an Armos, it's just an Armos statue, which means we can climb up and open the way to the next room. See, once again, I say the camera zooms from the new door that's open, but if you look at the compass now, you can see the red mark marked where we came into the room, so we knew this is the way to proceed. Anyway. So now we are back at the main room once again. It's one of the things I think is very clever about this dungeon, that you do just keep crossing over this central room in different ways. Obviously, it means as well you've got potentially a lot of backtracking if you fall off, so don't do that. But if you look on the map, that way there is where the boss lies. So just be aware of that. For now, we just need to cross straight across, and we actually can't do anything else for now, and we head through into this room. I also like that a lot of the rooms just load into one another here. Oh, bugger! Spike trap! Ow! So this is a spike trap. You get near the edge of it, and as you see that one in front do, they slide forwards.
You never know what will be around the corners in these narrow paths. Use L targeting to always look in the proper direction. This is a useful technique, isn't it?
So yeah, when I'm kind of standing here, you'll see that thing slides past. So we just need to get to the edge here. And actually, there's a little cheeky thing here. So we could climb up this and climb that ladder, but we can actually pull it out by one and pull it across. And in there's a heart, which heals us. Little tiny thing. I actually thought it was money in there. But hey, you know, healing is never to be sniffed at. Up here, now we've got a bombable wall in front of us. You can also tell a bombable wall, even if you can't tell by looking at it, if you listen. They make a weird sound when you hit them with a sword. What we need to do is jump down here, and we get, well, first off, we get 20 quid, which is quite nice. And also, there's a bomb flower, so if we throw that cleverly, that was not cleverly at all. So, if you throw that cleverly, there we go. We can, oh dear, oh, I should wait for that to go off then. That sounded like it worked. Then, through here is a very... Interesting. I am not where I thought it was. Have I got bamboozled? I think I have. I think I need to go this way. That's where I need to go eventually, but I actually can't... Oh no, wait! Wait! Yeah, no, I thought I was somewhere very different. This is fine. This is good. Idiots. So, we've got one of these eyeballs here. Shoot it with the old slingshot. And that fire will turn off, I guess, allowing you to proceed through. Yeah, I got a bit turned around there. Oh, bloody baby Dodongos. Ugh. Oh, let's just move away out of these guys. Can't be arsed fighting them because they'll just kill themselves anyway. Now this is quite cool, this room. Because once again we have a little showdown with some Lizzlefoss. But if I... well, take this guy out as much as I can until he buggers off, yep. We're actually directly above the Lizzlefoss room that we were at earlier. You can only really see that when you are over here. Like, if you look down, there is this big lava waterfall. And we're actually, yeah, so the hexagons below are where we fought the Lizzlefoss last time. And now we're ahead of them on top of it. So again, as with many areas of Dodongo's Cavern, I don't like this at all. Oh god, I'm going to fall. Bugger! That's what I was going to say. Don't fall down or you'll have some significant backtracking to do. Fuck! Listen to your own advice sometimes, Doctor, you idiot. Oh, I hate this. Lizzlefoss, take 2 after a second falling off as well. In conclusion, the 3-dimensional aspect of this dungeon is really cool, especially when you consider how novel that was in kind of gaming at the time. That this was the first 3D Zelda, and boy did it really use that to its maximum effect. The caveat of that is that there's, while it's a cool bit of design, boy has it got a lot of scope for making a huge twat out of yourself if you fall off the wrong bits. I guess it's just don't get a fight on a really thin lava platform and go all Mustafar on these guys. Right, let's try and at least take this guy out. I'm being a bit ballsy with jump attacks. That's perfect. I'm actually not doing great for the old health. Oh, bugger. I'm really not doing good for the old health. I'm going to have to play it carefully from now on. Oh, alright. No jump attacks, just slashes. Unless I know I've got the space. Nope, actually no, ignore having the space or not. Don't do it. There's normally recovery hearts over there, but they're not there. Because I took them earlier. Yes, helpful. Come on, fuck off. There we go. Man, if only I had something in my potion bottle. In my, like, a red potion or something, but no. Oh, recovery heart, yes. Please don't fade away. Also, it's pretty dangerously positioned. I mean, that's going to at least tide me over for now. Yeah, those ones on there have gone because I sucked them up earlier. I'm not the smartest. So, at least here I think there are some bushes that will recover me. Yeah, so help down here. Then there's a pot. Please have something useful in it. That's a heart. That'll keep me going at least. So this is another one of those flame eyeball rooms. This one is slightly different to the other one, as in if you shoot the one ahead there, the first ring of fire disappears, but the second one is still there, which you need to aim to the left and take out that one to fully proceed along that way. Now we find ourselves back in the room with the traps gliding along the floor, except they're obviously down there now where we aren't, which is quite nice. You can pick up, well, before I say anything else, giant chest, go for that, you know. And we found the bomb bag. This is a bomb-holding bag made from a Dodongo's stomach. We have around 20 bombs inside, so you can blow them up now. Blow things up. So you'll notice there'll be 2 things once again crossed off the visualizer. There'll be bombs, and there'll be a regular bomb bag. Much like the bullet bag, the bomb bag can very much be upgraded. I don't think we can get back up here if I go down there easily, so I'm actually not going to. I've had enough backtracking for one episode, damn it. When we get here, fortunately, this saves us some time. So one of those elevators now goes all the way up to this level, which means we can get back here really easily, which is nice. And time for a bit of a poem. Giant dead Dodongo, when it sees red, a new way to go will be open. What does that mean? Well, we'll figure it out now, actually, to be honest. So we are above the giant dead Dodongo here. And what we want to do is there are 2 handily placed holes here. Chuck bombs. Interesting. Chuck bombs down them. So bombs function exactly like bomb flowers. Except you have just summoned them yourself. So it's not a new mechanic, it's just a new way of using it. So yes, it's all about throwing the bombs accurately into those holes. And then once you get through those holes, they will end up in the dead Dodongo's eyes and open up the way through to the boss. Which we won't be doing in this episode, we're basically at the end of the episode, but I'm just going to do one sneaky thing up here. That may not be close enough to... Oh, boss, excellent. Nothing major here, just, oh, you know, a cool 20 My notes say 20 rupees, and that's very clearly 5. That's nonsense. Well, Turns out my notes are bollocks then. Which isn't that surprising, let's be honest. Right.
With that switch down, the moving platform gets higher. Now you can quickly reach the second floor.
Thanks, Navi. Let's actually try and use that to fall down without taking too much fall damage. Nicely, now we've got bombs, we can fairly easily kill... Oh, bugger! This B-boss in the middle! Oh, not with that attitude, I can't. Oh, God. I'm not having a good time here. I'm gonna die. I'm literally gonna die. I only realised just now how dying I am. How close I am to dying. Oh! Well, there go my ideas of this being an immortal Let's Play where I don't die at all. Fuck. I mean, at least I didn't lose too much stuff. Well, let's see what happens when you die. I think I'll just go back to the beginning of the dungeon, which is actually pretty handy right now. Not exactly handy, but it's really not the end of the world. Like, yeah, I've literally gone back like a few feet. Somewhere else in that dungeon, that might have been embarrassing, but there, that's actually alright. Well, I did want this to somewhat try and be the classic immortal Let's Play, but that is not going to be an option now. But it's not been a particularly good episode for me, I'll be honest. I have made a fool of myself on numerous occasions, but it's at least over. Next episode, we will be going into the heart of the giant dead Dodongo, to the end of the cavern. Thank you very much, and good day.